Hi friends, it's Mrs. Huber. Guess what? We're going to make the number 10 today. We started with the number 6. We made all the ways to make 6. We made all the ways to make 7, 8, and the last lesson we did was all the ways to make 9. So today we're going to finish off talking about all the ways to make 10. All right, boys and girls, so get all your materials ready. If you need to pause the video again, go ahead, find some different materials that you can use. This time you need 10 of each. 10 Cheerios and 10 Cocoa Puffs, 10 blue Legos and 10 red Legos, 10 blue beads and 10 green beads. Whatever you have at home. Some friends were even using some beans, not in the cans, but some hard beans, some dried out beans. You can even use those too, whatever you have to use. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start with our hearts. And this time we're going to make all the ways to make 10. So when we make all the ways to make 10, are we going to have any more squares left on our 10 frame? No, we won't, because a 10 frame, right, has 10 squares. Let's count to check. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 squares in our 10 frame, and I know it's completely filled in with there aren't any more open, any left. So now we're going to just start with our hearts. And how many hearts do we have? You should definitely say 10. You should be able to look at 10 on a 10 frame so quickly and know when it's completely filled in that we have 10 altogether. So today we're going to make all the different ways that we can make 10. Right? We have 10 fingers. We show this on our hands. We show this on a 10 frame. We show this in a number bond. And we're doing addition sentences to match our pictures as well. So how many hearts do we have? Okay, let's move them down over here. Remember, the red circle is called our total or our whole, right? That's how many we started with. And we know our 10 frame was filled in. So we know we have 10 hearts. Okay, and we're going to slide them all down over here to one of our parts, and we're going to write our number sentence to match. So how many hearts does Mrs. Huber have? Let's count just to make sure I didn't lose any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 hearts. And how many stars do I have? I don't have any. So what number do we say? 0. Good. 10 and 0 make 10. All right, let's write that over here. 10 and, or plus 0 equals 10. 10 and 0. Oops, that was not a very good 0. 10 and 0 make 10. Good job, boys and girls. So while I'm doing this, remember when we clear the board, you're going to also be clearing your board as well and getting your materials ready for the next way. Oops, silly me. All right, we're going to delete all these and then start again. All right, so we already have our first way, 10 and 0. All right, let's see. We're going to fill them all the way up. Let's see if you can think of how many hearts I'm going to use. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And how many stars? Right, 9, and how many more make 10? 1 more, right? Very good. 9 and 10, I'm sorry, 9 and 1 is or makes 10. So let's move them all down to our total. Okay, we started with 10 all together, but it's a little bit different because some of them are hearts and some of them are stars. I want to know how many hearts. All right, let's break them apart. If you watched my last few lessons on 6, 7, 8, and 9, you should have the hang of this. If you did not get a chance to see those lessons, you should also go back and check 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that way you know all the different ways that we can make those numbers also. Okay, and not just 10. All right, and we'll slide our heart star over here. All right, boys and girls, how many hearts did we have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 are hearts. How many are stars? 1. Right? If I have 9 and I get 1 more, how many is that all together? 10. Good. Let's write that up here. 9 and 1 is or equals 10. So you can also write these along with me if you would like to. Okay, so Mrs. Huber is going to clear my board. When I clear my board, oops, that's not what I wanted. While I'm clearing my board, oh man, I want you to be clearing yours also, so that way we're ready to talk about our next way to make 10. Thought it was going to go a lot faster this way, but it's not working. All right, let's try this again. All right, so I just cleared my board. All right, let's see if you are able to make another way to make 10. So we did 10 and 0, 9 and 1. Let's see how many hearts we're going to use. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm using 8 hearts. How many stars am I going to use? I have 8 hearts, so that means I'm going to have 2 stars because I have 2 empty boxes in my 10 frame. All right, let's move them all down. Okay, this is our total. And then we're going to move all of them down into our parts. All right, so and then we have our stars. Okay, scooch those hearts on down to our part. Move your Cheerios, your Cocoa Puffs, your stickers, your little pom-poms, whatever you have, into your 2 parts. All right, let's write our total. How many hearts did we have? We have 8. If I'm not sure, I can always go back and count. There's nothing wrong with that. I have 8 hearts, and how many stars? 2. Good. You should be able to see that very quickly and say how much that is. All right, so 8 plus 2 is, or equals, 10. Very good. So let's write that up here. 8 plus 2 equals, it kind of looks like a Z, sorry, 10. All right, good job. All right, let's clear our board. You can clear yours also. Let's see if we can make this go faster. There we go. Got it. Perfect. Here we go. Let's delete our stars. All right, boys and girls. While I was doing that, maybe we were thinking what our next number sentence was going to be. How many hearts and how many stars? Ready? Let's count how many hearts Mrs. Huber is going to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use 7. If I use 7, look at the empty boxes. If I have 7 hearts, how many stars am I going to use? 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. And you knew it was 3 because we had 3 empty ones, right? We're filling the whole thing in. The whole thing is 10. All right, so we had to move our hearts down to our total. Okay, and our stars. All right, now we're going to break it apart. So my total again is, how many do we have in there? I didn't even write the number. Let's write that number next to it. How much do I have? We have 10 altogether. All right, let's move our hearts. We're breaking it apart. We made 10 and now we're breaking it. Breaking it. Okay, my stars over here. And let's see what our number sentence is going to be. Do you think you know? Let's count our hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 hearts. And how many stars do I have? Good. 3. And 7 and 3 is 10. Right. Good job. So we know we see one number in here is always going to be the same for every single addition sentence, right? Because we're making 10. Our total is going to be 10, just in different ways. All right, so while I'm clearing my board, please clear your board also. And think of what's our next way to make 10. All right, let's see. Count with me. Let's see how many hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to use 6 hearts. If I have 6 hearts, how many stars? Count with me. Oh, before I say it, look, how many empty boxes do we have, right? We're going to fill it all up. If you've said 4, good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good job. So let's move them down to our total. Take them off your 10 frame. Move them into the total. And then we'll break them apart. Right, so that's what 6 hearts and 4 stars looks on a 10 frame. And this is what it looks like in a number bun. Move our hearts over here. Good. And our stars over here. Good. All right, let's write our addition sentence to match our picture. How many hearts? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many stars? 4. 6 and 4 is 10. Good. 6 and 4 is 10. Great job. All right, go ahead and clear your board. You can always pause my video if you need a little bit more time to clear. All right, ready? Let's start again. All right, let's do our hearts. Ooh, I know a lot of us love this way because this is a nice, easy way for us to see how we make 10, especially because of our fingers. It helps us. This time I'm going to use 5 hearts. If I have 5, how many more do I need to make 10? Think about your fingers, right? If I have one whole hand, right, this is 5. How many more hands do I need to get to 10? I need another one, right? 5 and 5 is or makes 10. So let's do our stars, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was not a very good star over here. All right. If I can make it bigger. So let's move them down to our number bond. These stars are a little bit silly right now. Oops, don't move the 10 frame. I need that up there. Okay, let's move them. Oopsies. See, we're getting the hang of this. Sort of. All right, so let's move our hearts. And our stars. Sometimes I get the wrong things. All right, ready? Let's write our number sentence. How many hearts do we have? 5. Good. How many stars do we have? 5. Very good. And what does 5 and 5 make? 10. Don't forget, you can also listen to Jack Hartman and all his different number pairs. When he talks about his number pairs, this is exactly what we're doing. These are the number pairs. These are all the pairs that we can put together to make 10. So remember, you can go back and you can listen to his songs also that we have also listened to in the classroom. All right, good job. So we have 5 and 5 is 10. All right, I'm going to clear my board. I want you to also clear yours and think of what would be our next way that we are going to make 10. All right, so we just did 5 and 5. Now we're going to show another way. Let's see how many hearts we're going to use. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to use 4 hearts. How many stars do we need? If we have 4 hearts, how many stars do we need? Maybe you can even look over here at the number sentence and find the one that kind of matches that. If you have 4, what would be the other part that would go with 4 to make 10? Let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. So I know that 4 and 6 make or is 10. Good. Let's move them down. Move all these guys into my total. Right? I know I have 10 altogether. Some are hearts and some are stars. Remember, the bigger numbers, the bigger our numbers get, the more ways that we have to make them. Like yesterday when we talked about 9. Do you remember how many ways we made 9? There were 10 ways. So now that we're making 10, do you know how many ways that we can make 10? Think about it. And then at the end, we're going to count to see and see if your number is correct. All right, so we just moved our hearts and our stars. Let's do our number bond. Let's count our hearts. Ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have 4 hearts, how many stars am I going to use? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. 4 and 6 is or makes 10. 4 and 6 is 10. Oh, look at that again, right? So here now we're starting to kind of switch our 2 parts around. Up here we had 6 and 4 is 10. And down here we just did 4 and 6 is 10. Good job. All right, let's erase our board, clear your board, whatever materials that you are using, right? I told you could use a whiteboard if you have one, or a piece of paper, or you're able to print the 10 frame and the number bond out at home. All right, so let's go to our hearts. And let's see how many hearts we're going to use. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. This time we're going to use 3 hearts. If I have 3 hearts, how many stars? Count. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, because 3 and 7 make 10. Good. Move our hearts and our stars. Doesn't matter which order we move them, as long as we're moving all of them down. All right, so now we start with our number bond. We started with 10, so now let's break them apart. Let's put our hearts over here and our stars over here, and then we're going to write our addition sentence to match. Good job. Okay. How many hearts do you see? Good. We made 3 hearts. And how many stars? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 and 7 is 10. Good job. And when I count, I like to try to count the objects that are closest, so that way I don't make a mistake when I'm counting. Sometimes when we count in circles, we forget where we're going and we lose track. But try to follow it in a nice, easy pattern, whatever's closest, until you've counted all of them. Be very careful you don't count them again, because that will make a mistake in our number sentence in the way that we're making 10. All right, so let's write it over here. 3 plus 7 is or equals 10. Great. All right, so now erase our board. And let's see if you can think of what is the next way that we are going to make 10. Oh, man. Sometimes I do this really good, and sometimes I make a mistake, and that's okay. Let's delete those first, and then we'll delete our hearts. All right, here we go. Let's go to our hearts. So we did 3 and 7 was our last one. So let's see how many hearts. This time I'm going to use 2 hearts. If I have 2 hearts, how many stars am I going to be using? Well, let's see. If we fill them all up, the rest of the 10 frame up, how many will we have? I have 2 hearts. How many stars do we have? Good job. If you said 8, nice work, right? Oops. 2 and 8 is 10. Okay, let's move these guys. Move these stars down. Move your objects down with me at home. Good job. All right, so now we're going to break it apart. I started with 10. And now we're moving all of our hearts and all of our stars to the different parts. I'm breaking it apart. Just like in the classroom, we used our connecting cubes. We'd make it and then we would break. Same thing. All right, boys and girls, how many hearts do we have? If you said 2, good job. That's a nice, easy number to count right there. 2 and what number is 10? If you said 8, good. 2 and 8 is 10. You can always go back and count it just to make sure. 2 plus 8 is 10. Good job. All right, so now we only have a couple more ways. We're getting so good at this. All right, ready? Let's clear our boards. And we're going to find the last way to, we have 2 more ways to make 10. All right, so let's do our hearts. This time I'm going to use 1 heart. Okay, boys and girls, if I have 1 heart, how many stars am I going to have? We're going to fill it all up. If we have 1 heart, how many stars would we have? If you said 9, good, right? 1 and 9 is 10. All right, so we're going to slide all of them down into our total. Oops, not the number bond. Sometimes I grab the wrong thing. All right. Okay, ready? So now let's break it apart. Hearts over here. Stars are over here. Should be breaking it apart at home also. All right, ready? Let's do our number sentence. How many hearts? 1. And how many stars? 9. That's a big number. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. 1 and 9 equals 10. Let's write it over here. 1 and 9 is 10. Fabulous. All right, boys and girls, guess what? We have 1 more way to make 10. Who thinks they know what that way is going to be? Let's see if Mrs. Huber can. Delete these yet. All right. Okay, let's see. You should be clearing your board. And you can already start. If you haven't started, go ahead. Show me your last way. Show me your last way to make 10. All right, boys and girls, here we go. My last way. I'm not going to use any hearts this time. So if I have 0 hearts, how many stars am I going to have? I should have 10, right? Because we're making 10. Okay. So now I don't have any hearts. And what number do we use for none, right? We say 0. We use our closed fist to show the number 0. So 0. And how many hearts do we have? I'm sorry, how many stars? We have 0 hearts and 10 stars. And what does 0 and 10 make? Good. All right, last time I'm going to drag them all down in here. Move yours into your total just like me. Good job. All right, how many hearts? 0. Don't have any hearts, so let's just move all this, keep the same ones together for this last time here. Move them over. Good. All right, now we're going to write our number sentence to match our picture. All right, let's get another color. So how many hearts? 0. How many stars? 10. Good. And oops, I thought very good. 0. 10 or 0 and 10 is 10. Terrific. All right, let's write that over here. 0 plus 10 equals 10. Awesome. All right, let's say our number sentences together. Ready? 10 plus 0 equals 10. 9 plus 1 equals 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 4 plus 6 equals 10. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 1 plus 9 equals 10. And 0 plus 10 equals 10. Good. Let's see how many ways we did. I asked you to figure that out earlier. Maybe you knew. Count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 ways to make the number 10. Good job. And the last thing we're going to do right now is we're going to take all those stars. I'm going to put them back up into the total, and I'm just going to break it apart one time. And we're going to see what number sentence we use with just our stars, just like we did yesterday when we talked about the number 9, right? We can use 2 objects to show our parts, or we can just use 1 object and still be able to break that apart. All right, so Mrs. Huber is going to show you one way that we can make 10. We have 10 up here in our total. There's 10 stars. Let's move some over here. And we'll move some over here. Good. All right. So let's write our number sentence to match and see if we can find it over on the side. All right, how many stars? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 stars in this part. Let's count this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, and 5 over here. And what does 5 and 5 make? 10. Good job. Can you find that over here? Oh, here it is. I found it. So we had 5 hearts and 5 stars, and that made 10. And now over here in our number bond, we have 5 in this part and 5 in this part. And 5 stars and 5 more stars make 10 stars altogether, right, boys and girls? So we are able to use different objects to make our parts. Okay, we can use any kind of thing that we want to with helping us to count. All right, so I want you to make sure that you understand our 10 frame. Most importantly, now that we're starting to use our number bond, because that's an important skill that you're going to be doing, using a lot when you go into first grade. It's just another tool to help us to make numbers, break them apart, and see how we can use that when we're learning how to add our numbers together. And that's another thing that we're going to start to do as well. Okay, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed my lessons. Okay, if you didn't get a chance, make sure you go back, practice 6, 7, 8, 9. And today's lesson was all about 10. Nice job, boys and girls. I'll see you next time. Bye.